Greetings, yogis. Namaste. Thank you for joining me again. This month I'm studying the Yamas and the Niyamas. Well, really this whole year. This month I'm starting by really practicing with the first one, which is Ahimsa. Not sure if I'm saying that right. It means nonviolence. So it's all about finding courage and balance. I wasn't really sure how to create a yoga class about nonviolence, so I'm offering this very gentle style. It's a full-length, full-body class, but we won't be doing a lot of standing, so it's very beginner-friendly. In my personal practice, I've been doing a lot more slow, long holds, like yin style, really trying to get deep into the fascia. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. We'll come to lay down on our backs. Come to lay down on your back with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Arms down by your sides. Drawing your awareness to the breath. Check in with your feet. Make sure that they're about shoulder distance apart. And we're going to find some bridges. So really press your hands into the mat. Press your heels into the mat. Press your big toes into the mat. Tuck your tailbone under and begin to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Try to magnetize the inner thighs towards each other. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And then we'll go ahead and roll down. And release everything. Do that a couple more times. Inhale deeply, exhale, begin to roll up, tucking the tailbone under. Articulating each vertebrae one by one. Dig your heels into the mat and try to pull your body forward using your hamstrings and your inner thighs. Hold here and then roll down. We'll do that one more time. Exhale, push. And release. Go ahead and pull your knees into your chest and hug yourself. Give yourself a big hug. Make yourself really small. Go ahead and rock and roll side to side. We'll come into our first gentle stretch on our side. This is one of my favorites. Side lying Sphinx pose. So I'm just gonna roll onto my right side, and I'm gonna have everything stacked. ankles, knees, hips. I'm on my right forearm. My right hand is pressing into the mat. Fingers are spread. I'm looking for an evenness in the torso, an opening in the right side body. My neck is nice and long. This top arm can be reaching up for the ceiling, coming behind the head, or in front for support. You could also find a block. Really try to press the ground away and lift up out of the shoulder rather than collapsing. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and switch sides. You can just roll over or flip to the other side of your mat. Again, everything is stacked. I'm on my forearm. Palm is facing down, fingers are spread. Evenness in the torso, length in the neck. Shoulder blades are relaxing down the back, magnetizing towards each other. It's active, but also relaxed. From here, we'll come into an early spinal twist. I'm just going to relax my arm onto the floor, and I'm going to use my arm in front of me for support. I'm just going to bend my top knee and place my foot, maybe my knee on the ground. And then I'm going to open up, twisting towards the right. Option to extend that front arm forward so your arms are in more of a T shape. Alright, let's go ahead and switch sides. Very gently and mindfully. I'm just gonna roll over like this. So So you can kind of see what it looks like from the other side. So I'm gonna lie down completely. Again, everything is stacked. I'm just gonna bring this top leg forward and then open up to my left. Ooh. Again, option to extend that top arm forward, which is a little more traditional. Ooh. And then maybe you turn to look over your left shoulder. Okay. And then we'll come back through center. Again, draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Rock and roll side to side. All right. Extend your feet towards the ceiling. Legs up the wall. Maybe you extend the balls of your feet towards the ceiling. Spread your toes. Find some ankle rolls here. Getting into the feet a little bit. Other direction. Extend your arms overhead. Inhale, reach, 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 reach. Exhale, roll up like you're trying to reach for your feet. Again, inhale, lower. Exhale. We'll do 10 of these. Option to start lowering the legs as well. One more. Good. And then we'll roll into our bellies for a real Sphinx pose. Full Sphinx. We'll allow the abs to release. Pressing the forearms into the mat, palms into the mat, fingers spread wide. Elbows are about shoulder distance. Pressing the pelvis into the earth. Maybe you zip up your inner thighs and ankles. Heart shines forward. Gaze is ahead of you. We'll press back into a child's pose. So my hips are going to go towards my heels. I'm going to grab this block from my forehead today. Ooh. I'm going to do a wide-legged child's pose. My arms are going to stretch out in front of me. Forehead finds the floor or a block. walk your hands back up. We're gonna meet in a seated forward fold. So come to sit down on your booty with your legs outstretched in front of you. I have this block right here that I'm going to use to sort of give me leverage. We want to start out by rooting our sit bones into the earth. Engage the core, lifting up through the crown of the head. And then maybe we will walk the fingertips forward with a nice flat back. Take your time. There's no rush. You could also use a strap here. You grab onto your shins, hands can stay on the floor. Actually, I could also just bring blocks like this. It's probably better for me right now. And begin to walk your hands back up. Scoop forward. I'll come to lay down on our backs again. We're coming to a supported bridge this time. So soles of the feet are on the mat. Same as before, I'm just going to press the earth away, but I'm going to use my block or whatever you have on hand, maybe a couch cushion or a pillow, just to support the lower back, the sacrum area. Go ahead and remove whatever support you have. Very mindfully lowering the spine down to the earth, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to roll, come back up to our side body again. Okay, this time we're going to come up. We're still going to stay in our forearm, but we're going to come into a supported side line. Actually, I lied. We're going to come into our hand. So really plant the palm into the earth, spread the fingers apart, lift up out of the shoulder blade, plant the knee under your hip, and then your back foot can turn in. to whatever angle works for you. I can swivel mine all the way back like this, but yours might be kind of more like this. Again, press the mat away with your supporting hand. We're looking for an opening in the side body here. Neck is nice and long, lengthening out of the spine. Keeping that line. And then my top arm, you can bring to your shoulder, to your head. You can reach it up for the ceiling. You could come behind you in a bind. Whatever works for you. You could also reach it up and over. So there's a lot going on in this pose. Supported side plank. But I just love it. I get such a nice opening in my lower waist. So we'll hold here for a few more breaths. You could also come onto your forearm here, like I was trying to do earlier. It's a little funky, I guess. All right, we're gonna go ahead and switch sides. So I'm just gonna turn around to face the wall so you can see what it looks like from behind. Again, planting my hand, spreading the fingers wide, making sure I'm putting weight into the thumb pad, extending my foot long, knees under my hip, opening up side body stretch. Okay, good. We'll lean on all fours. Tabletop. Go ahead and come down to your forearms. And press back into child's. Good. Come forward into a wide-legged straddle. So we're gonna get into the groin a little bit here. Whoops, I knocked over my moon. There we go. So wide-legged straddle. My knees are facing the ceiling. Balls of my feet are extending out. Toes are spread. I'm gonna use a block under my lower belly and another block for my hands. I'm gonna come forward with a nice flat back until I find my edge. And breathe. All right, go ahead and walk your hands back up. Coming into a butterfly, bring the soles of your feet together. Maybe you hold onto your feet, maybe you walk your hands forward. Again, we're looking for a nice flat back. I'm gonna use the block to kind of help drag me forward. Okay, go ahead and walk your hands up. We're gonna start to get a little bit deeper into the hips. So I'm gonna start with my right foot forward. We're gonna come into a low lunge. So first coming onto the knees. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna step forward with my left foot first. There we go. I'm gonna have my blocks here for support for my hands. If you're on a harder surface, you can maybe like double over your mat if it's hard on your knees, if your knees are sensitive. But really we're just looking for an opening in the right hip flexors, the front of the right thigh. Maybe the groin's a little here. We'll hold here for a minute or so. So this pose will evolve. Switch sides. Bring the right leg forward, coming up onto the knees. Low lunge. Leaning forward until you feel the opening in the front of the left thigh, hip flexors. Making whatever adjustments you need to. You might notice I'm kind of like straightening my front leg and then coming back into it. Alright, we'll meet in that tabletop position again. So, hands and knees. Shift the weight into your left side and then extend your right leg out to the side like a fire hydrant. We're just going to find some hip circles here. We're kind of just getting warmed up for pigeon, basically. So just trying to get into that hip socket. And then other direction. Extend your right leg out back behind you long. Extend your left arm long in front of you if you want to. Hold here. Lower and tap. And then raise. 2 more. And 3. Bring your right knee in towards your tricep, and then we'll come into pigeon. So really we're just looking for an opening on the right hip here. However you want to get into it, whatever way makes sense to you. We'll be here for about a minute. Alright, go ahead and walk your hands back up. We'll switch sides. We're going to do those hip circles first. So I'm going to shift the weight into my right side, lift my left leg up to the side like a fire hydrant, and then just, like I'm trying to draw big circles with my knee. And then other direction. Good, and then extend it long. Extend the right arm out in front of you. Hold here. Press the ground away with that left hand. Lower and tap, and lift. Inhale, exhale. One more. Good. Lower the hand to the mat, and then we're coming into pigeon on the left side. Ah. Again, we'll be here for about a minute, so go ahead and settle in. Feel free to use bullocks. Sometimes I use my bolster. All right, go ahead and walk your hands up. We'll meet in a seated position, just a normal cross-legged position. We'll get into the neck and shoulders a little bit. So go ahead and lower your right ear to your right shoulder. I'm gonna try to mirror you. Maybe you extend your hand out long, reaching the arm up and over. And we'll gently and carefully switch sides, so lowering the left ear to the left shoulder. Maybe extending your hand out long, reaching up and over. Again, finding that these long, slow holds are what really makes the difference. Stretching a few seconds here and there doesn't really do too much long term. And release. Lower the chin to the chest. Maybe you clasp hands behind your head. Go ahead and tilt your chin towards the ceiling. And we'll find some gentle neck rolls. Reverse direction. Awesome. Go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. And then we'll stretch out our shoulders. So bring the left arm across the body and then pull it towards you, stretching out to your deltoid. Try not to put pressure directly on your elbow. Try to keep your shoulder out of your ear. Fingers are active. And breathe. Good. We'll switch sides. Tricep stretch, reaching the right arm and the left arm up and over, and then pressing on the elbow. Switch sides. And release. We'll come onto our backs. Do some more spinal twisting. So come and lay down all the way with your legs stretched out. Drawing your right knee into your chest. Shift it across your body to the left. Extend your right arm out long. All right, we're gonna switch sides. So bringing that knee back across, use the strength of your core to support your spine. Shift your weight to the left, extend your right leg out long, draw your left knee into your chest, and then draw it over to the right. Left arm extends out behind you in a T shape. Gaze goes towards the ceiling or over your left shoulder. returning through center. We're going to take a happy baby. Drawing the knees into the chest and then towards the armpits. Grab onto the outer edges of your feet. And then find your happy baby. Maybe you rock your baby from side to side. All right, we're gonna take a chest stretch before we settle into Shavasana. So let's go ahead and roll into our bellies. Starting with the left side, I'm gonna extend my left arm out long and then just roll over. Yes, good. There we go. There we go. All right, we'll switch sides. So my right arm is directly behind me, and I'm settling into my pectoral stretch. All right. And then I'm going to do a belly Shavasana. But you can lay on your back for traditional Shavasana or legs up the wall, whatever you want to do. Either way, transition into your final resting pose. Transitioning back into the space, finding whatever intuitive movement feels good to you. Beginning to wake up the body. And we'll meet in a seated position to seal out our practice. Inhaling, reaching the arms up overhead. Palms come together, drawing the energy down to heart center. I want to thank you for sharing your yoga journey with me, for allowing me to be your teacher and your leader, for sharing with you my practice of nonviolence, gentle yoga. I hope that you feel good in the body and that you carry that with you for the rest of the day and the rest of the week and the rest of the year. Namaste.